Hey friends, Adam here on the Daily Dose, and today we're talking about faithfulness. Do you know where we see Jesus's greatest display of faithfulness, at least in my eyes? I see it in the context of his friendships. Jesus was so intentional about making friendships for a purpose, to make disciples. So here's, when I look at his closest friends, we know them as the 12 apostles, Peter, James, John, Matthew, those guys. Remember them? Well, if you think about it, one betrayed him and then committed suicide, Judas, and one rebuked him, and Jesus had to say to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan." Ooh, I would not want to be Peter. And then you have disciples like John. When Jesus was hanging on the cross, his most painful moment, when he was being faithful to God's work, he said to his beloved disciple John, "John, would you take care of my mother?" So what's the learning for you and me? Well, a couple things. First of all, we all have friends, don't we? And we all have friends who betray us and rebuke us and love us. But the lesson for us is, if we're going to be intentional in having friends and really growing them and influencing them for Jesus Christ, if we're called to make disciples, Jesus said it himself in Matthew chapter 28, therefore, and go and make disciples. Well, how do you make disciples? You make disciples in relating to people, in building friendships. See, I think where we most need to be faithful is in the context of our friendships. It takes zero faith to walk away from somebody. It takes zero faith to sever a relationship. It takes zero faith to gossip or to badmouth someone. But to overcome with love, with faithfulness, with kindness and goodness and patience, all of those fruit of the Spirit happen in the context of our friendships. So today, who are your friends? Who is God calling you to be faithful to? Who is God calling you to have an impact upon?